Hello, everybody, and welcome to what is this? Bible together.
Yes, Bible together. Hi ho, here we go.
Yeah, she's working on a catchphrase, and she's got to keep working on it.
Yeah, but he said go for it, and I wasn't ready, so that's why I was like, "Mm."
Um,
That's just like on Sunday. I cannot read your lips from 20 feet away. So when you try to
you
tell me,
can't hear me from 20 feet away either.
can't hear you from 5 feet away. But you tried to tell me something on Sunday. I was like, he knows I cannot understand what he's saying. You know that, right? And yet you try every time.
One day, you'll learn.
One day I'll get it.
Yeah,
No.
you like learning languages.
Just say it. Like,
So usually it's a prayer request, and I would like to make sure that you hear it
yeah, because
because I don't think you always do
no, I don't.
because I can barely hear it.
I, I hear 90% of them, but there's just a few, especially the ones from the farther back, that I just can't hear. And
Or
I try to say
or
to repeat it.
you repeat it and you've slightly changed something like a letter and a
Yes,
name,
I have done that before
and I
because
don't want to
I
call you
didn't
out
hear it
in the
right.
middle of the service for that, so I'll be like,
Okay, okay, then
"It's
I'm just
Bruce, not Tracy, Bruce."
It's not that far. I think just from now on, I'm gonna say I'm very sorry. I cannot hear that. So if you heard it, I'm gonna say, Ian, what did they say? So you better be paying attention.
Please don't. That's even worse. Don't hold me to that.
Well, I won't. But like at the very least, help me. Cause
Please be
you're
careful with your right hand.
pardon?
Please be careful with your right hand.
Oh, sorry.
Well, you've changed a couple of things because I didn't like the way it looked before, and so
I miss the lights. I really liked the green and blue lights.
turn them on.
They're not behind me.
They most certainly are.
They're not here. Oh,
Are
those
you
are the
insane?
lights?
They're all behind you.
Oh, I'm
Should we restart?
no, let's
Okay.
go. I'll turn the lights on next time. We're in chapter 17.
We are. I this is a bit of a weird section of the Bible, right? Just because it is all these lists, and so
This is not weird
in the sense that what we're doing,
to
there's
talk
there's
about
not
it.
always a lot to pull from.
Oh, maybe. There's far stranger chapters of
Oh,
other
for
books.
sure.
I mean, this doesn't even crack the surface of weird.
But
Just in conversation though.
what I do know is we'll put up 17 and maybe 18. I don't really know how far we'll get today. To this week. I don't know about next week.
What's next? Oh yeah, we're next week is spring break and we're on vacation. So I don't.
Yeah.
This is fun, but we are on vacation.
Well, it's not even that. It's just that all of the stuff is here.
Yes, all the stuff's here. And well, yeah, I don't know how we do it at the house.
We could, but it wouldn't. It would drive me insane
Yeah.
because I want it to sound good, I want it to look good, and I want it to be consistent.
Hmm.
And even though I bet most people probably don't care about that as much as I do that
Yeah.
watch it, it would drive me nuts.
And
So
we just don't have another time this week to record another. We've got
no, but maybe we'll do something else for fun. We'll do a Thursday night casual live stream in our non-uniform, and
oh, okay. That sounds like fun.
if we're alive on Thursday.
Yeah. By Thursday next week?
Yeah,
Why would we?
we're spending all week with our kids at home.
It'll be fine.
So anyways, we'll hopefully.
We got the trampoline. They'll be out there
That's
24/7.
great. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Watch your right hand.
Sleep outside.
You know what's
Under
funny?
the stars.
I moved because we're using different cameras. I moved them to slightly different spots and
Yeah.
then zoomed in on them.
Yeah.
And so I thought it would be like a little bit more of a natural eye line,
Mhm.
and it has done that. But it is also a very natural talking hand
Aw,
line.
and I didn't think I was a hand person. You're a very hand person. All right, I'm just gonna have to tape them to my legs or
Yeah, I
something.
was reviewing one of the recordings from Bible study today because we use the same setup
Yeah.
for it.
You
And
didn't know you were a hand person.
no, I knew that, but one of these cameras, they're really, really sensitive to light changes,
Oh.
and the software is like really quickly going like, oh, it's a little bit lighter, so it's changing the white balance back and forth, and I figured out now how to lock it.
Oh.
But yesterday it meant like it would kind of get a little darker, a little brighter, a little darker, but it really seemed to be locked into where I moved and how much I moved. So it's
Mm.
like, oh, his arms are up. There's a lot more white on the screen now.
Oh, see your hand.
And it actually changed the camera. I was like, what's happening? So,
Well, you're a genius
um,
for figuring it out.
but yeah, it's, I know I talk with my hands. I know I move around a lot.
You know.
It helps
I
distract
really
from
meant
the
you are a
fact that most of
genius.
what I'm talking about
You
is
are. 'Cause
relatively dull.
I could never figure any of that
But thank you.
out. Okay.
Right. I'm hungry. Are you hungry?
No,
I'm
I passed.
starving.
I passed Chick-fil-A. I passed all kinds of things, and it was so hard not to get into the driveway. And
Wow, you just said you weren't hungry.
did I?
I said, I'm hungry. And you said, no.
No, I was saying because we had different things to do this morning, and I had to go to the store. And it was so hard not to like buy everything.
Did you buy me anything?
I thought about it, but no, because you ate breakfast. I ate breakfast. We can't have things between breakfast and lunch.
So one of the things that I've noticed with my new schedule is my hunger
We have not started
my
yet.
hunger timeline has shifted a bit, and that's hard for me.
Yeah.
I eat pretty much at the same time,
Oh,
but
because you got up.
my
Because you
energy.
got up and ran. That it's
So
shifted.
the last week and a half, yeah, like
Yeah.
it's been a little different, and I've noticed that even though I'm kind of eating breakfast around the same time, 15, 20 minutes different,
Mm-hmm.
um, I'm using more energy ahead of that. So like by the time usually it would be like 11 o'clock, I'm dying. Now it's 10.
Do you find that you have more devotion time?
Yes.
Yeah, because you get up much earlier.
Well, that and I would I wouldn't even get out of bed before I would do my devotions
Oh, you do devotions in bed?
before I shower, before I brush my teeth. Like that's what I was
Oh.
doing. And that is helpful because it makes sure you're doing it. There's really nothing that can get in the way of that, but it is rather limited on time.
It
And
is.
so
Yeah.
because I'm reading the gospels right now in parallel,
Oh, yeah.
I'm reading all 4 of
At
them.
the same time.
And so I'm reading all 4 chapter 1s at one time and all 4 chapter 2s at one time,
I can only get
essentially.
2 chapters in, and
Well, I
I
was
have a
doing
I have
1.
a very limited window, and I woke up late this morning because I set an alarm, but I always wake up, sorry, about 30 minutes before my alarm, which I know this about myself. I can't push the alarm back, or I'll wake up 30 minutes before that alarm. That is how it is. But this morning, I actually woke up a bit later, so it makes my devotion time a bit shorter. Sorry. It makes my devotion time shorter because I have a set time where I have to start getting things ready for the boys' breakfast and
Yeah.
putting school lunches away. And
I remember, I think it was Colonel Raymer who, when we were going into training, he said he had like a bit of just like his final thought of advice. He said, become a morning person.
oh yeah,
And
yeah, I've always been a morning
I
person.
know
Like probably
that was 18
from the
years
womb.
ago. Yeah, that was 18 years ago. And I still am not a morning person.
No, but the benefits are there's so many benefits.
I also saw
Like that carpe diem stuff is for real.
an article from um, about Josh Whitcomb, the comedian, the British comedian,
Yeah.
who is in his mid 30s,
Yeah.
and he started running a year and a half ago.
Okay.
And he said, I used to think, like, I've tried so many times in my life. And he said, I used to think there were just people who liked running, that they were crazy.
No, we don't like it.
And then I realized, oh, nobody likes running.
No.
And I just pushed through it.
Except maybe Chris.
Yeah. But then he said, then I kept going. And now I find it's the best part of my day.
Yeah.
Because it's easier than hanging out with people. It's
I don't know that
easier
I
than
would
coming up
say
with
that's the
cereal.
best part of my
He said,
day.
I can just
It feels good.
go.
Yeah, it feels good. I feel good for it.
So
Because I watch my Korean shows while I'm running, and it's just fun.
Yeah. He just talked about like he found it to be, there are points in his day when he's doing real dull things, and he's like, man, I'd just rather be running right now.
Oh,
And he's like, that scares me. I
yeah.
don't want to be that person.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like having moments where I have nothing to do. I don't actually think that happens to me very often.
No, it does. You just fall asleep.
Uh, no, I'm doing something. When I fall asleep, I'm doing something. My body no longer has the energy to go anymore.
You're an interesting character study because you use every drop of fuel you have,
Yeah.
and then your body just turns off.
Yeah.
I don't think most people do this.
What do you mean? Isn't that how everybody?
No.
What?
So I get tired every day
Yeah.
around the time we pick up the boys.
Yeah.
Aggressively tired. Yesterday, we both went to pick up the boys because we had to
Yeah, you had
come
a nap.
back and do some work, and
And
I slept for about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Felt great after that.
Because you have to wait. You have to wait in the car lines
Well, it's
at
like
least
45 minutes.
30 to 45 minutes before you get your kids. I don't know why, but you do. You just have to.
But
I mean, I do know why, but
we also had a lot to do that evening, so we're coming back,
yeah,
going
we
to do
had a
other
lot to
work
do
and stuff.
yesterday.
And so I took that 15 minutes, had a very restless sleep, but it made a big difference.
Hmm.
If I don't do that, I'm just really tired for like 45 minutes to an hour,
Hmm.
and it goes away.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, but
most people just push through it.
I cannot take naps. I cannot. It doesn't work. Even as tired as I am, like say, yeah, I get tired at like 4 o'clock when it's time to get the boys. I get really tired, but I cannot take a nap. Like my body will not let me. I could lay down and try and try and try. I could lay there for an hour and it still wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't.
What you need to do is lay in your spot at the end of the day where you would normally lay.
Yeah.
And start to do your reading.
That is what I do.
Well, that's how you take a nap. I have to wake you up every night. She falls asleep on the couch. I said this yesterday in Bible study, and Patricia looked at me like, why would you wake her up? That seems so cruel.
Oh,
Like I was waking you up to come say goodnight or something.
no,
And I
no,
was
it's
like,
good.
no, she falls asleep on the couch. I try to wake her up before she gets too deep. Like, it's for her own benefit.
You didn't do it last night. I was gone.
Oh, I tried. I tried multiple times.
That's not like I'm mean to. It just.
No, but it's funny. And the guy that I was talking to 2 nights ago, when you were like in excruciating pain from your 4-minute hop
It was like 10 minutes. Don't say that.
on the trampoline,
Yeah, we got a trampoline last week, and
she
we
tried
put it
it.
together. Actually, putting it together was painful.
Was not near as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Well, like putting together wasn't hard, but like
The worst part was
physically,
tying the knots.
you have to pull these springs or whatever, and I hurt my arm. Um, but yeah, I jumped on it later the next day,
Jump on.
and it was like, I don't know. There's such joy in jumping on a trampoline.
really
I don't know.
And resting on a trampoline.
If you're depressed, get a trampoline. My gosh. You don't need medication.
Trampoline and Jesus.
I'm not a doctor, but like
No kidding.
there's such joy. You cannot be unhappy jumping on a trampoline.
No.
I think. Anyways, later that night I laid down and I did fall asleep. But when he woke me up,
And the guy that I was talking to was like, the noises you were making was like, oh my gosh. Like, are you okay? What's wrong?
I was in so much pain.
She's just getting off the couch.
Oh, but like weird muscles I don't know. I didn't know those muscles existed, but like everything hurt. It wasn't my legs. It was like my feet hurt, my arms hurt, like the back of my arms hurt. I was like, when did I use those? Oh, sorry. When did I use those in jumping? I have no idea. Like I'll do it again. I haven't jumped last 2 days or so, however,
Neither have I.
but just because I haven't had time.
We bought the trampoline half because I wanted a trampoline for the last 20 years. And I have done.
Not so that our kids have something to do over spring break and that we can just say, go get on.
Look, the fact that they love it and the fact that it's a brilliant life hack to have some
Oh, it is a
quiet
life
in the
hack.
house.
It's so great.
Like even before breakfast, or after breakfast before they go to school, that like 20 minutes when
Yeah,
they're
they
quiet.
get
Oh,
everything done. They're like,
beautiful.
before we have a schedule and everything is
Well, the schedule's
scheduled.
changed now.
It has changed a bit. But we have a schedule and you have to eat breakfast, do certain things, go brush your teeth, and it's all very scheduled. It's like by this time we do this.
But they have some
Now,
buffer time.
yeah, there is a buffer time. Now it's I'm gonna get all those things done right after breakfast so I can go jump on the
So we leave
trampoline.
for school at
For
7:45.
yeah.
They jumped yesterday for nearly 45
Yeah,
minutes
I did.
before we
I
left
have
for
to make sure
school.
that they eat most of their breakfast now because Arthur will be like, I'm done with breakfast. I'm not hungry anymore.
Okay. I'm trying to find like spiritual applications for this weird conversation.
Yeah.
I do think this is an interesting thing. Arthur in particular are middle of the three ish. They're the
Yeah.
twins, right? So
Yeah.
um our middle, he is the one that is the most egregious with this, where he's like, if there's something else fun waiting, he won't eat food.
No.
And I don't understand how you can balance your life like this. Like,
No.
how do you not need fuel to go do what you're trying to do?
I don't know.
But he'll do it all the time. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
done. What you? What? This is your favorite food? No, I'm done. I'm not hungry. And he just wants to go do something else.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's some sort of spiritual principle in this weird behavior of like how impatient humans are.
Hmm. I don't know. I haven't seen negative effects of it. I think it's
Oh,
good.
I think it's fine. I mean,
And
nobody
it's
in this
fixed
world needs.
body functions for
Yeah,
our kids. Like,
yeah, jumping up
and
and down is really good
it's really good
for
for,
digestion.
yeah, digestion. And
I mean,
before I was trying to pump
from
every kind of vegetable, and it was not working.
digestion from like below the stomach and down. I
Yeah.
think the digestion going from the mouth to the stomach, the jumping's not helpful.
No.
It's quite painful,
But they
actually.
can't
At
eat.
that point, it's
They
quite
can't eat on
nauseating.
the trampoline.
You're gonna eat like meatloaf and mashed potatoes and go hop, right? You need a couple minutes. You
Okay.
don't need 15 minutes before you swim. You do before you get on the trampoline.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Not Genesis.
No, we're in Joshua.
Joshua, we are
17.
17 minutes in, so we'll set a little. I'll put a thing on the screen and say, "Go here if you want to skip all this nonsense."
That's good.
All right. Um, the land given to West Manasseh.
What's that mean?
What?
What does that mean? Why West Manasseh?
Is it on the other side of the Jordan?
But why the direction?
Is
This
it
is
on the other
just
side
a
of the
this is a heading, but it's not something that's
Correct, as we learned yesterday. Not learned, but as we highlighted yesterday.
it's just curious. Why would you put like that makes it seem like they also had land on the east, but most of it was on the west. No? What are we talking? What? What?
I'm trying to read here.
I've already got to an interesting. Well, I'm curious about the heading.
All right. Well, let's look up a map real quick in the back of my Bible.
No,
I'm not pulling up on the computer.
just read.
No. We've got this. We can figure this
No,
out.
we can't. We haven't read anything. We don't know why it's west and not all.
I buy Bibles, I think, a couple times a year for the last few years.
Pardon?
I tend to buy like a couple Bibles a year over the last few years. Not just for me, like maybe one of those for you, maybe one, right?
Yeah.
But like this year, I had been preaching out of I like this format, this kind of thin, hand-sized book for preaching from.
Hmm.
And so I had been using my NET Bible. That was this,
Yes.
right? Very similar. And then this year I wanted to do my NLT in the devotions, and I like to preach from what I'm doing my devotions on. So I got this for preaching. And then recently I bought this 4 gospel parallel thing.
Mm-hmm.
I rarely remember to look in the back.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Like something has to happen to make me go back there, and it usually makes me go crazy because like I'll just be lost in those pages during the sermon or something that I'm supposed to be listening to. And so today I found this just now, which is this cool like
Oh, I've got that.
diagram of prophecies. So look in the back of your Bible, folks. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I've got those same pages, I think.
That's because we both have the NLT,
Yes.
I guess. Do you have tribal breakdowns? Because I do not.
Tribal breakdowns? Yes, I do. A visual overview. No, that's just what they all are. But yes, I do have 12 tribes. Yes, and this is the time of Joshua,
Oh,
this
I
map.
found it.
Number 5?
So it says East Manasseh. And yeah, there's one. So West Manasseh is on the western side of. I'll do
Oh, but
this.
they're not next to each
No,
other.
they're not. So
One's
this
north.
light pink is West Manasseh, and this orange is East Manasseh. So they're separated by
Oh, is
Gad.
that because there
Some of
was a
them
group,
that just stayed. They're like, we're good here,
yeah,
right?
at the beginning
Yeah,
with Reuben and Gad.
yeah,
All of the That's what that map is. See, there's the reason.
yes. As I said, it is the group that settled on the west.
Manasseh was so large that they were like, we're gonna split in half.
Yeah. Do you want to be a neighbor to your sibling?
What?
I feel like this isn't something we need to talk
No,
about.
no,
All right.
no.
Joshua 17, the land given to West
Wasn't just a sibling, it was themselves. They were
Manasseh.
one
Yeah,
tribe.
and the 35 million descendants.
Okay, let's start.
Picked a bad time to chew on my mint.
Hmm. Well, I can read.
Okay.
The next allotment of land was given to the half-tribe of Manasseh, the descendants of Joseph's older son. Machir, the firstborn son of Manasseh, was the father of Gilead. Because his descendants were experienced soldiers, the regions of Gilead and Bashan on the east side of the Jordan had already been given to them. See, if we just started reading. I told you.
You stopped us. Hold up. Hold up. You can't say you told me.
So the allotment on the west side of the Jordan was for the remaining families within the clans of the tribe of Manasseh: Abiezer, Helek, Asriel, Shechem, Hefer, and Shemida. These clans represent the male descendants of Manasseh, son of Joseph. However, Zelophehad, a descendant of Hefer, son of Gilead, son of Machir, son of Manasseh, had no sons. He had only daughters whose names were Mala, Noah, Hagla, Milcah, and Tirzah. These women came to Eleazar the priest, Joshua, son of Nun, and the Israelite leaders and said, "The Lord commanded Moses to give us grant of land along with the men of our tribe." So Joshua gave them a grant of land along with their uncles, as the Lord had commanded. As a result, Manasseh's total allocation came to 10 parcels of land, in addition to the land of Gilead and Bashan across the Jordan River. Because the female descendants of Manasseh received a grant of land along with the male descendants, the land of Gilead was given to the rest of the male descendants of Manasseh. The boundary of the tribe of Manasseh extended from the border of Asher to Mikmethath, near Shechem. Then the boundary went south from Mikmethath to the settlement near the spring of Tappuah. The land surrounding Tappuah belonged to Manasseh, but the town of Tappuah itself, on the border of Manasseh's territory, belonged to the tribe of Ephraim. From the spring of Tappuah, the boundary of Manasseh followed the Cana River ravine to the Mediterranean Sea. Several towns south of the ravine were inside Manasseh's territory, but they actually belonged to the tribe of Ephraim. In general, however, the land south of the ravine belonged to Ephraim, and the land north of the ravine belonged to Manasseh. Manasseh's boundary ran along the northern side of the ravine and ended at the Mediterranean Sea. North of Manasseh was the territory of Asher, and to the west was the territory of Issachar. The following towns within the territory of Issachar and Asher, however, were given to Manasseh: Beth Shan, Ibleam, Dor, that is, Naphoth Dor, Endor, Tanakh, and Megiddo, each with their surrounding settlements. But the descendants of Manasseh were unable to occupy these towns because the Canaanites were determined to stay in that region. Later, however, when the Israelites became strong enough, they forced the Canaanites to work as slaves, but they did not drive them out of the land. The descendants of Joseph came to Joshua and asked, "Why have you given us only one portion of land as our homeland, when the Lord has blessed us with so many people?" Joshua replied, "If there are so many of you, and if the hill country of Ephraim is not large enough for you, clear out land for yourselves in the forest where the Perizzites and Rephaites live." The descendants of Joseph responded, "It's true that the hill country is not large enough for us, but all the Canaanites in the lowlands have iron chariots, both those in Bethshan and its surrounding settlements, and those in the valley of Jezreel. They are too strong for us." Then Joshua said to the tribes of Ephraim and Manasseh, the descendants of Joseph, "Since you are so large and strong, you will be given more than one portion. The forest of the hill country will be yours as well. Clear as much of the land as you wish and take possession of its farthest corners. And you will drive out the Canaanites from the valleys too, even though they are strong and have iron chariots." Mm.
This is
Pardon?
one of the places we learn about Endor.
That- I was, I was trying to think of a statement that jumped out to me. I, I always appreciate when women are talked about in the Bible. I I just appreciate it because I mean you don't get too much from a female perspective, um, but you do about these daughters. Earlier with Moses, they'd come because their father died and there were no male descendants, so his name was going to be basically erased. There would be no more line. But he had daughters, and they were bold enough to say, "Hey, now it's not right. We're not gonna, our father's name is not going to exist anymore, and that's not right." And they came together, they discussed it, and they're like, "Yeah, you're right. We should really figure this out." So they gave them a portion of land, and here they come up. It's funny because Caleb did the same thing a couple chapters back, and he's like,
Yep.
You remember when Moses?"
Everybody's keeping an account.
Yeah, and he basically said everything that happened to them in the 40 years between then and when he came to him at 85. And he's like, "You remember when you and I were spies and what Moses said when we came back?" And this is what these women are doing. They're like, "Now that we're here, you remember what Moses said before he died? He said, 'This is our land.'" And they're all like, "Yeah, he said that."
This land is my land, from the western Jordan, the Jezreel Valley. Chariots.
What? Nothing before that?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Chariots are what stuck out to me.
I thought this kind of conversation that they come with kind of at the end, at 12, where they said that they couldn't drive out the people, and I think Joshua's solution was like, "Why not?
Yeah.
Like, get with your brothers,
Sorry, have you not
Ephraim."
seen what's been happening in the last 30 years?
Yeah, yeah, and
Figure it
he's
out. We've got too many people.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
put them down. Give them a sword and
I
let's
know.
go.
And he said, "Okay, the solution is get together with your brother there, Ephraim and his tribe, because there's so many of you, and get to it." He doesn't say like, the Lord will give you a solution and we'll figure this out. Not that you can't do that. That's not what I'm saying. But like he said, get to work. Go clear the land if you don't have enough land. Like get get to work is what he said.
Yeah.
And
Get back to work. I think we talked about this last time on this forum podcast thing.
mm,
They Israelites they don't use but a fraction of the land God promised.
no. I
Like
mean, yes, they don't. They
they're
don't use it.
complaining about not having enough space. They have from the Nile to the Euphrates River, and they use a teeny tiny sliver of that in
Yeah.
Israel. And this is why, because they looked around them and went, "Oh, there's too many people. We don't
Well,
want to keep fighting."
and you know that at the beginning, Joshua did a lot of the clearing
Mhm.
of the people of the land. Like he had this huge campaign to clear out the people. Like there's chapters that explain that. And then after that, once they have their allotments, their areas, they just don't do anything
Well,
with
I
that.
feel like it gets progressively worse, right? Like, all right, so we're gonna cross from the eastern side of the Jordan over to the western side.
Hmm.
Um, and after we do a bit of clearing, they make Manasseh and Ephraim, or Manasseh and Gad and Reuben, like, you have to come with us. Like, we're still fighting here. They make them stay for a while, but eventually they go back.
Mm.
And now they have more clearing to do, but 3 of the tribes are like, we just want to go build our homes. We're done. And this, I think, snowballs, right? Like, it just gets worse and worse. Slowly, more and more tribes get their allotments, and they go, I don't want to go back to war. I don't really care if our neighbors are mean to us
Yeah.
or different from us. We're happy we have our homes.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that happens. Mhm. I'm trying to think of a way to
Yeah.
like, people just get content where they are. They're not things are pretty good. Uh, do I have to grow any more than what I am right now? My life's pretty good. Nothing bad's happening.
Well, then you wonder why God has to continue to throw challenges at people,
Yeah,
right? Like, if you're too comfortable, you get lazy,
yeah. And then you get distant.
and I think you also get discontented really quickly,
Yeah,
which I don't think God appreciates.
yeah. That's why I really like our wow jar. I think it's so easy to forget what God's done for you in the year. And like we're into March. We've
Do you
had
put
our
dates on them?
pardon?
You put dates on them?
Yeah, I put dates on them.
We should line them up in a timeline on a display at the end of the year.
Yeah. Um, so like we have a wow jar for our core and we have a wow jar for our house. And um so far Caleb's contributed to the wow jar.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Yeah. Because I think he understands the twins. They're 7. They're not they don't understand it yet. But I just yeah, you forget. You think you forget like day-to-day things. You forget so easily what God's done. And so much of the Bible talks about forgetting. It talks about how the people forget, and that's why they write things on their heart, on their hands, on their like physically on themselves, on the door frames of their houses.
Mm.
There's this one song I think I heard this morning or yesterday, and the song's like on the door frame of my life is the blood of Jesus Christ or something like that. And I just really like that imagery of writing on the door frame, not just of your house, but of your life.
So, best as I can tell, the next 2 Sundays are I'm trying to build sermons for.
Hmm.
And because we're in a James series, I impulsively would just go to James,
Okay.
keep going. But I do wonder if we needed a little break.
Well, I think
You
at some,
usually provide that as well.
yeah, I think we need to do stuff leading up to Easter, like sermons that lead up to that
We could
kind.
do that because so I think one of the things that comes to mind as a sermon would be about that.
Oh, the door. Oh,
Well,
yeah.
the doorposts, the phylacteries.
Yeah.
We can even make a couple. That paper, like not um,
Oh, okay.
like the boys wear.
Oh, I was just thinking of like an exercise or even.
Um, the point of that was, I think, really twofold, threefold. The
Ah, I
testimonies, the
wish the
people around you.
CNC still worked.
It works. It's the laser that's broken. The CNC is just really hard to use.
Well, I was just thinking we could make a phylactery for everybody
That we can't
to
do.
go
That would take an eternity.
on your doorpost.
You're the fabric person. Let me. They're made out of leather.
Phylacteries? They're not
Yeah.
made out of wood
No.
or even like clay.
No.
They're not.
No. They were leather with leather straps.
Well, I know the ones you wear would be, but there
That's
were
what we're
ones for
talking
your
about.
house that you would nail to your house.
I'm talking about the ones on your wrists and your heart and your head.
I'm talking about one for your house, for
I don't know what those
your
are made out of.
literal door frame.
We cannot accomplish that in any feasible time frame.
Maybe next week when we're on vacation.
No.
Okay.
For one thing, the laser's still broken.
The
The
CNC.
CNC couldn't do it.
Why couldn't it?
I would need either big chunks of wood that it would carve into them,
Yeah.
which are very expensive.
So they have to be big chunks. Can't be
Kinda.
like 2-inch. Is that a big chunk? What are we
Yeah.
talking?
For the amount of families. We're way off topic.
Okay. Okay.
My point is, It was a testimony
I'll think of something.
to the other people.
Yeah.
To say, look, I've got these weird boxes. Come talk to me about them.
Mm.
It was a way of reminding themselves about the things God had done in the past. And it was something to pattern their life after, to make sure they were constantly relying on God, right?
Yeah. I have to write something down because I realized what that song was called. We can sing it.
Okay. They didn't have the Bible, right? They didn't have a book they could leave on their nightstand to remind them to do devotions. And so in a lot of ways, the phylacteries were kind of like they're there to fulfill some of the role of what we now do as devotions, which is to remind us daily and to spend daily time with the words of God, to pattern our life around that. So let me talk about that. So if you watch this between now and then, no spoilers. But chariots. Can we talk about chariots?
Yes, we can talk about chariots.
Okay. So this chapter talks about chariots, which I think is fascinating.
Why? Because they had them at this time?
Partially.
Because it's too early?
No, it's early, but it's not too early. So chariots were rare because they're hard to make, and
You need a lot of...
you also need something for a chariot to work.
What do you mean?
Strong horses.
Oh, because they're heavy.
Not native to Israel.
Why?
Because they're not. I don't know. That God didn't put them there.
Like the horses they had weren't strong enough?
Horses weren't native to Israel at all.
Oh, okay.
So most people think of chariots and you think of like gladiators and Egypt.
Yes. Yes, I suppose so.
Neither of which invented chariots.
Who invented chariots?
So the Egyptians were amazing parasites.
Right.
Right?
Is that okay to say?
They were cultural parasites.
Okay.
Yeah. People would invade them, and the Egyptian culture would become a part of those people with a little bit of them in it. And then they would invade other nations, and they would just pillage and steal their cultural concepts.
Parasite, they're right where
Yes.
it's like that's just intelligent. Like to absorb the best parts of to absorb the technology.
It's not a common thing that you see in small nations.
Well,
it is
no,
something
because
that you do see.
You hold fast to your culture and your people. But
right.
The Egyptians are like,
we
need the best parts of everything.
The Egyptian culture persevered much longer than Egypt is overturned by different cultural leaders so much, like constantly. Every 2 or 3 leaders, it's like...
Did anything remain constant in that?
The Egyptian culture that most people know.
Like with their gods.
They would maybe add a god to their pantheon here and there. But the general look and feel of Egypt stayed the same.
Like the architecture and their art, their clothing,
Yeah, but for like...
I know I'm just describing the things about culture.
But for like 10,000 years.
Right. It
doesn't derivate from that. Even though it's like, this Egyptian pharaoh was a Hittite, and this Egyptian pharaoh was a Greek person, a Macedonian leader. This Egyptian...
Why do you think it didn't change?
I don't know. Something about their culture was maybe really empowering to leadership. It allowed them to come in and sort of take over and appeal to the people, but gain power. And also, it made them feel good.
If you were an Egyptian, did you have a lot of freedoms as an Egyptian? Like more so than the cultures around them?
In fact, what most people think about Egypt is like slavery and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's what most people remember.
From what I remember learning about this was most of the pyramids that we still have today that are famous, like the big ones, are... the Israelites did not build pyramids. They were already there.
Yeah.
Right. So put that aside. They mostly made bricks.
A lot of people think that.
I think so as well because of the movie. The Prince of Egypt.
Really?
It depicts them showing it. I'm sure it's in other movies as well. But most of the slave labor they used was to pay off debt from local Egyptians. So as the empire grew, it was one of the ways they would use were like, hey, you owe the crown a year of taxes. You're going to work on the pyramids. And you would work off your debt. They were like labor camps, which is still horrifying, right? Like they're still indentured servitude,
No, yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
it wasn't like a lifelong thing unless your debt was really high.
Then what were
The
what
Egyptians made bricks.
Yes, I know.
I mean, sorry, the Israelites made
The
bricks.
Israelites made bricks. Bricks for what?
Temples, houses, palaces, not pyramids.
Because, I mean, it does talk about how the people had to go, like, at some point, had to go find their own resources, um, like, without help. Like, before, they were given their resources in the
So
time
there's
of
a point
Moses.
where they take off Pharaoh and he makes it harder, and they've
Yeah,
got
and
to
he says,
like,
"Go find your own
yeah,
mud
you
and
got to make as many
straw."
bricks, twice as many, but you got to, yeah, something like that. So, anyways, there's something interesting in that. But the chariots didn't come from Egypt; they stole them.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were actually invaded, almost lost, and then like just kind of won and took the chariots, from what I remember. Um, Chariots are Russian in their origin.
Okay, but not Russian. The area, the
Yeah,
region.
that region
Okay.
in what is now Russia.
I'm not what would it have been then? Is that
Sushuret, the, the
is that
the
like a
place where the chariots
combination
come
of
from, something like that.
because I thought
Hmm.
I don't know enough about that time of history to know what the people were in that area.
Um, the son of children of Ham, I think, go up there.
That's not what I meant. I meant like like the prehistory of like Asian cultures is what I mean.
This is all happening around the same time as like early China.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what
not
I'm
this part.
thinking about.
Not
Early
not
China.
this. What I'm talking about is the Mongols are there.
So the Mongols? That's
It
before
probably would have been culturally relatively similar.
right.
Um,
Came from
but famously, the Mongols were an empire that
oh,
ruled the
absolutely.
world with horses.
Yes.
Um,
And that's where the horses came from?
so the idea of building like a kind of war weapon around powerful horses that are getting domesticated
Yeah.
has to come from this part of the world. So I don't know how these people that Israel are worried about get the chariots. This is, like they've been around for this is right now in history where I think like maybe around 1000 BC, 900 BC. I don't know exactly when Joshua takes place.
I can look it up.
Maybe like 800 BC. I think the temple is I'm going to say the wrong thing. I think the temple is in 600 BC. So when Solomon finishes the temple, is that right?
Joshua is, it says 1406 BC to 1375.
Okay. So the chariots are before this, like well before this. Um, just after 600 BC is when the temple is finished, and that's when most things are dated by in the Bible. So they've been around a long time. I'm not sure if they would have been in Egypt while the Israelites were there. I think they would have been. But man, I'm curious what it meant to the Israelites to have to go up against chariots. There's a reason that in this conversation, the thing they highlight is like these guys are so advanced. They're so like their armory is going to be so good. They have their own chariots.
Hmm.
It's like being in the infantry in the trenches in World War One,
Okay.
and a World War II tank rolls up. You're like, what the heck am I supposed to do with my musket against an armor plated tank?
Yeah.
So this is what, and that's just
You
why I think it's interesting they call it out so much.
you run.
We think, oh, they're chariots. Okay, whatever. This is a formidable weapon for them to deal with.
Hmm.
Oh, I just think that's interesting.
Did you, when you were trying to say the culture, is it Sintasha?
Something like that.
Sintashta
I knew it started with an S. That's about it.
of the area of modern Russia, Kazakhstan.
Yeah. I got the s right. Does that count?
Pardon?
I said I got the s right. Does
Yeah.
that count? I think I actually said the name of a Pokemon.
That's very interesting.
Oh, it's fascinating because I think, at least for me, I grew up in a world learning about Canadian history, which I find particularly boring, and then about some world history through the lens of World War I and World War II.
Mhm.
And then I took ancient history and ancient world history, but it's very much the highlights. It's Egypt and Babylon, and then into like the Ottoman Empire. And you very quickly end up in World War II again. Um, so it wasn't like a great sweeping thing. So most of the history I learned in public education, or like in post secondary education, was had nothing to do with the Eastern world,
Right.
right? Like you get a bit of Roman, maybe a bit of Greek, but you don't get any Mongol, you don't get any Asian, you don't get any Russian, anything in that region at all of Asia and like mostly northeastern Asia.
In your history studies?
Yeah, not at all.
We had world geography.
That's not history.
No, I know, but it comes with history.
Yeah.
Um, I can't remember if we had world history. I just can't
So I
remember.
took world history.
Yeah.
There was two versions of it, and there's an 11th grade one and a 12th grade one.
Mhm.
And I completely forget what the difference was, but
I think you should have more world history,
I do as well. I think it's really helpful.
because I think it would just help.
But I'm also a bit of a nerd.
But I do remember, I don't know which class it was, but I remember learning about the Mongols. I remember that much.
So like in our world history, we touched on the big empires, right? So you talk about the
Yes,
Mongol
Ottoman.
Empire, you
Yeah.
talk about the Ottoman Empire, the Roman Empire, the Greek Empire,
Yes.
uh, maybe the Persian Empire.
Yeah.
Eventually you end up in the
I remember struggling in
English
those
Empire,
classes because I always was, like, trying to compare what I knew from the Bible to what, you're being taught in school. And even in school, I remember having teachers that were like, I don't think they said you can't trust the Bible, but they're like, "This is what we know." Um,
which is interesting because most of the information we have about history comes from places like this,
yeah.
like the early writings of the Chinese people who were the most advanced like literary society, right? Like they very quickly developed a writing system that was preserved because despite the fact that their country was always at war internally,
Mhm.
the sort of central skill set of writing and the importance and the practical importance of it in their religion, it always was there, even through these different civil wars. So
Yeah.
like they have tons of writing, but it's all still just this. There's still less copies of everything than the Bible.
Yeah.
And there's like, oh, we can trust that. No problem. We know
Mhm.
about this leader, the emperor of the sun conquered this person, and there was 8 different tribal chiefs that came in and took everybody. Like it just we trust all that at face value, but everybody looks at the Bible and goes, prove it. And you go, why do I have to prove it before you have to prove it's not?
Yeah.
Because there's thousands of copies of it.
Yeah.
Oh, my rant. Chariots are cool. Well, everybody should study history. And educators, if you're listening, maybe do some research on like Russian history because that might be helpful.
Yeah. I was curious.
Because there's so much that happens in that area that we just never talk about.
Mhm. Yeah.
Also, South America exists, which we don't talk about a lot either.
Oh, okay. I think I'm
We tapped out.
tapped out, yeah.
48 minutes in, not a bad place to stop. Maybe we'll do something next week. We'll see. Uh, After Joshua, we're gonna kind of plug through. Maybe in the next couple weeks, if we have time, we'll sit down and just do a bit of a marathon session to read through the last chunk of Joshua.
Yeah, cause like, up to
I'd like it to be read. Like I'd like it to be something we read through,
it's all list of cities.
but it's mostly lists. And then we'll end out Joshua and go right into Judges, which is gonna be oof.
I'm I'm actually excited because growing up, Judges was what gave me the most trouble,
Yeah.
like, when I was a teenager. And I remember I was trying to read through the Bible, and I got stuck in Judges. I couldn't go
The fact
past.
that you got through, like most people hit numbers or like end of Leviticus, end of Exodus,
Yeah, but
and they
I
go,
really like to read, and I don't know. I don't remember how
You're
I
also
felt.
highly competitive, and I feel like within
It wasn't a
yourself,
competition. I had no one. I was.
you
Oh,
need to
maybe.
finish the book.
Oh, yeah, probably. But I got to the last 3 chapters of Judges, and I was like, "Nope, I cannot go on. I
Yeah.
cannot. I cannot reconcile." But I did
But
eventually,
then
I
you get to
promise.
Ruth.
Yes, I know. If only I had read. If only I'd gotten through.
Could have hoped for your Boaz.
Pardon?
Oh,
Um, no, but I was stuck in Judges, and I remember it was like I think I was 15 when I'd done that, and I went to a youth councils when I was 17, and there was somebody there, and they had this Q&A, like you could come ask them whatever you wanted, and I remember talking to her about it. They had a couple. It was a married couple that both spoke, and I really don't remember their names, but I just remember she had really curly hair. That's what I remember, and I remember I went and spoke to them because they were in the, what's that building by the chapel?
Compton?
The old chapel. Yeah. They were in the Compton, and you could come ask them any question you wanted. And she spoke to me for like half an hour. I don't even remember if there were other people there. But because it was so
Probably something
serious,
she hit too.
it was so serious because I told her, I was like, I can't reconcile what's happened in this chapter and like to this poor person. And like, how can God love me when such a terrible thing happened to that person? But she told me it was about free will. It's hard. There's hard stuff in the Bible. There's stuff that you're just like, why? But there's free will. There's
And
a
what's
lot.
interesting is like we don't get those details,
Yeah.
those graphic, gory details about a lot of things that happen around other cultures.
Mm.
And so the knee-jerk reaction when we see Israel go and wipe people out
Yeah.
is how dare they?
Yeah.
When you're like, those chapters are essentially an indictment of Israel being like their neighbors, doing the same stuff that their neighbors are doing.
Yeah.
That's how depraved it was.
Hmm.
But you don't, because they don't write it down, you just like, you think God is being like flippant with his decisions.
Yeah.
Like, no, it was real bad.
Yeah. And there's so much you don't know about the people.
Yeah, and I think one of the most dangerous things we do as people in the modern era is we assume the morality of the people of the past is the same as ours.
Yeah. So like even the person that it happened to, I was, we are given some details about her life, but not enough to know like where her walk was with the Lord. But the way that we do know the way that she was living, and we do know the way that her husband was living. We do know those things. And I'm not saying like I'm not. Anyways,
The
all
thing
that to
that has
say,
come up to me the most in my study of the Bible this year so far
mm,
is how much we learn about people when we learn about their behaviors.
yeah,
So, like, we talked about this yesterday. Sarah laughs at God,
hmm,
or she laughs at something God says,
yeah,
and she's sort of like slapped on the wrist for it.
yeah,
Abraham laughs at something that God says, and God reveals more of his plan to him.
yeah.
And
You think it's the same,
when you look at their behavior, it looks the same,
and why were they judged so differently?
but something has to be different
It's a heart.
because God is just,
Yeah,
right? And so you go, okay, this is something in their heart.
he looks at the heart.
Okay, these people are being told to be wiped out. Their hearts are wicked stone.
We were watching David, the animated
Mm-hmm.
that came out in early this year. I don't know when it came out. I can't.
So it was in theaters in December.
Oh, okay. And
I
we
think it's
watched
still in
it,
theaters actually.
and I think we've already talked about it even on this, but it's really good.
It's quite good.
It's really good.
We joked about doing a review. Maybe that's what we'll do on Thursday.
Oh yeah, we should. How do we do
Ask the
that?
boys what they think as well.
We should. Um, but in the movie, it has this. It's the very first or second scene of the movie is where uh, Samuel. Sorry, I was going through S names. Samuel comes to anoint the next king, and he has all of David's brothers there. David's late. Um,
Oh
and
yeah.
and he's going through them all, and it's funny because Eliab, the oldest, is not the first one that he judges. I guess I don't remember, but like they have like this light falling on Eliab because he's very handsome. Because in the Bible it talks about how good looking, I think, how good-looking Eliab is, the oldest. And even Samuel says, "Surely this is the one. Look how handsome he is. He's taller than all his brothers," and, like, because that's what was the thing about Saul as well. He's tall and handsome, and, um, but it was funny that the movie depicted that, like, put a halo around him, basically, a glow around him, and, but then they say, "Ah, no, not this one, because God looks at the heart, not the appearance of a man." Yeah. And that is what you can see that across the whole Bible.
You can, and it's interesting that they have to spell it out. I feel like that's one of those moments where God goes, "Just tell them." They're not getting it
Yeah.
because they keep putting Sauls in front of me, and I'm looking for David's.
Oh, but so
No, but the whole my point is when they talk about Saul at the beginning,
mhm.
they specify he was like a head and shoulders taller and a handsome man,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Like
he
it's
was.
really about that,
I really like the movie
a kingly fellow.
because it puts Saul in a new perspective
It really did.
that I had never considered, but it's because they lay out the story so well, and you could see, like, I mean, it is speculative, all of it. It's like,
Okay, so
I mean, sorry.
we should at some point next week just kind of go through some of the chapters that story covers in the movie,
Yeah.
and then do like a
It's a lot
movie,
of chapters.
like
What are you
I
talking
know,
about?
just there's a couple highlighting points,
Okay.
um, and then we will watch the movie for a sort of conversation. We'll do like a reaction or a live like.
How do you do that? Can you show scenes and
We could do it live. Then we could put the whole movie on in between us, and we can talk about it, pause it as it goes.
mm,
Um, I just can't save the video like that. I'd have to cut it up after.
yeah.
But in the moment in live, it'd be fine. The
Mm.
copyright issue doesn't happen until the live broadcast is over and we republish it. So I can't do that, but I can then cut it up and just show little clips of it and be totally fine because it's um, transformative.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's a really long movie though.
Okay, so we just record ourselves reacting to different scenes or something. I don't know, but
Yeah.
it sounds fun.
Okay.
That being said, it is 57 minutes now, which is 10 minutes after we stopped when you said you were tapped out.
Uh, I still
Um,
have more work to do today. I was so tired.
I have so much to do, and I feel like I've been talking for 2 days straight.
We're recording. It's like
It's
we
lunchtime.
start. I don't know what time we start. 10? Yeah.
I started at 7:30. I don't know about you. That's
Are
when I
you
started.
joking?
That's when I started fiddling with
I
the
already
cameras
said
and
that.
stuff. I've been in this room far too long, and this chair is not that comfortable.
Yeah, okay.
It's the wrong shape.
We should pray.
Yeah.
Who's gonna pray?
You read. I'll pray.
Okay.
Heavenly Father, thank you for this day, for the freedom we have to come together and to just not just be in a place where we can read your word and talk about it, but also that you've blessed us with this time in our life at this with this appointment here in Houston that we're able to do this. And so, Lord, we just pray that you use it to bless others and help them grow closer together, or to bring them together with your word and with you as one being. We love you, and we ask you that you just be with us all until we come back together and either do this again or meet on Sundays or go to worship wherever you are or wherever people go. Just bless them, Lord. Amen. So if you are in the Houston area, come visit us,
Yes.
Houston Northwest Salvation Army.
Mhm.
We're on the internet. And yeah, otherwise, we'll hope to see you again. I would encourage you to do this with whoever you have in your life that you can.
Yes. See you next
Clearly,
time.
it's just a lot of talk.
See you next time.